Hello my beautiful friends, and welcome back to our channel. And today I want to talk about getting the friendships that you want. Just reflecting this morning, and I mean truly over the last couple of months, as to how lucky I am to have the kind of friends that I have. And it's important to recognize that I didn't have these friendships in my life in this form a couple of years ago. As much as these gorgeous, amazing humans have given me so much in their own right, and they are just amazing and fantastic in their own right, I wouldn't dare to claim any of their goodness as something that I have created. But I want to recognize what I did to invite these friendships into my life and select them into my life, because I want you to know that you can do the same thing too. When it comes to relationships and friendships, you don't just get what you're given. It's always a two-way street. And in many ways, you get to craft the relationship to your own sort of relationship contract. What you want from this particular relationship and what you don't want. And this is not in any way suggesting that you control another person, but it's more of a process of being authentic in the first place to then get that information from the other person about whether or not they're also interested in being a part of this contract. This really started with me probably isolating myself a lot many years ago, because I think one of the core thoughts would have been that the friendships that I wanted weren't available. Friendships, perhaps as I'd known them before, were, you know, the classic kind of girl gang friendships. And this is not to put down any girl gangs at all, but it was quite like superficial and functional in the sense that we're a group of people who, you know, do things together and chat about things as they happen, and all is fun and happy. And the way that I thought of friendships at that time was really that friendships were this more superficial type of relationship, and then all of your more personal, vulnerable aspects of yourself, you know, the great sort of emotional highs and lows, the struggles, the wins and celebrations. It was in your romantic relationship that you were completely authentic and open, where that other person would actually be interested in all of your emotional experience and your kind of deeper philosophical thoughts about the world. But your friendships were more there for fun and support in a social sort of setting. And that thought about friendships that I got probably from high school held me back from showing up in my present day friendships in the way that I wanted to, with all the things that I wanted from a friendship. And so after a lot of work and coaching, I made this change in my friendships where I started showing up more authentically. I started giving more of the stuff that I would otherwise hide in my friendships, because I would have previously thought that it was too much or not appropriate in a friendship. And it's easy for me to say this in retrospect, you know, but I couldn't see that at the time. I didn't recognize those thoughts. Just seemed like facts, that it was too much for a friendship, and that's not what friends were for. That's what your romantic relationships are for, or perhaps your family relationships. And not being able to recognize those thought errors is what held me back from even being able to make that offer to my friends who were already in my life. Some of my closest friends right now that I'm referring to were already in my life in that phase. But because of the way that I showed up, I didn't invite that person into this kind of friendship, even though she was there. She was there the whole time. And it was when I changed the way that I showed up that it created this invitation for a different kind of friendship. And then some of my friends are completely new over the last year who, you know, I have found through different ways. But in any case, one of you needs to go first in terms of offering, this is the kind of friendship I want. This is the kind of friendship I'm looking for. Do you want in too? Now, the other person can do it too. And in the same respect, either of you can say no. I mean, usually you probably don't say it in so few words, but you know, you offer information, you offer invitations, and you get a response. And by assessing that response, you work out, you know, is this person looking for the same friendship that I'm looking for? So this is me offering you this opportunity in your life. If you're in a phase where you are craving a different kind of connection with people, whether it's because something has changed in you, something's changed in your life, or nothing's changed at all, but you just are recognizing that this is something that you want from your relationships right now, there's an opportunity for you to create an invitation for this in both your current relationships in your life, but also in seeking out new friendships. And the hard thing about this is someone needs to go first. Now, you might be really lucky in that you might have friends who come into your life and they, by wonderful chance, just happen to offer you and start showing up in the exact kind of friendship that you want. And it's that simple. They present themselves as the ideal friend, the perfect example of the friend you want, and then everything is super easy. But that's quite unlikely that somebody would show up exactly as the friend that you're looking for. And then B, do you really want to leave this up to chance? Because what I'm suggesting is this is an opportunity for you to be the person who goes first, for you to be the person who makes the invitation. And this sounds like a wonderful thing, but it can be a very scary thing. Because if you're asking for a high level of authenticity and vulnerability in your relationships, this isn't something that you simply ask for with your words. Hey, I'd like some more authenticity and vulnerability here. No, the way that this works is you show up that way. So you have to show up vulnerable first. And then you have to be willing to receive the other person's authentic response to that, which might be what you want, and it might be what you don't want. In all of that vulnerability, you might end up feeling misunderstood, rejected, alienated, defensive, attacked. And if you want to have these kind of authentic, vulnerable friendships in your life, then I think it's worth you considering whether you're willing to feel those feelings for the opportunity. Because I'm so grateful for my past self, for being the kind of person who did that, because I am obsessed with my friends and they feel such a important part of my life that I never thought that friendship could. Truly, I really thought that my intimate relationship and my family relationships would be the most fulfilling and like all-encompassing relationships in my life. And I could have never dreamed that my friendships would offer this level of connection and joy. So I encourage you to do it. And this is my invitation for you to do it. And I promise you, you can feel, you can handle, you can tolerate all of those potential outcomes of rejection or feeling exposed or inadequate or whatever negativity may come. You can tolerate that, and it's worth it for the opportunity. So my beautiful friends, these friendships are available to you if you want them. And I challenge you to go first. Go and get them. If you know this is something that you want in your life, but you're not sure how to execute it, or you're not confident that you are able to take care of yourself at the time of rejection, or deal with a response that is confusing or challenging to the point that you might even fear going ahead and initiating in the first place, then come along to a no cost, no obligation coaching consult with me. We can work out what the gaps are in terms of knowledge or skills, and I can offer you a coaching solution that can fill those gaps and skills so you can get what you want. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one.